Hi, welcome to Mist. I'm Coach Nikita, and this is lesson number 22. Let's talk about why tennis is so tough. This is not my list. Let's get over it. First, it's an individual sport. Okay, you play alone. There's no timeout. When you play a point and all of a sudden it's 30-40 and you have to make sure that it gets to deuce, you don't all of a sudden get to call a timeout like in basketball or some other sport. There's no substitutes. Like in hockey, where you can substitute pretty much all the time, although I'm not a hockey player, I'm not sure how that works, but I have seen it. Here in tennis, you don't just high-five your partner and have them come in and substitute you at a difficult point. All right. There's no coaching. Coaching is not allowed in major tournaments, unless it's like a specific, like international, Europe on Asia or something tournament where I've seen them done, some special thing. Okay, most of 99% of the time it does not happen. You're alone and you have to figure this out alone. It's a challenge. Next, there's no time limit. This is an interesting one. Most sports have a time limit. This one doesn't. It ends when it ends. It ends when it ends. Win or lose. That's what it is. When you get to the end, when you get 6-6 tiebreaker or whatever, that's what it is. Next, it's played outside and it's affected by conditions, weather. It could be windy, it could be sunny, maybe slight drizzle. It's rare. It's possible, maybe a little bit of drizzle. I've seen Djokovic complain when he twisted his ankle multiple times on a slick court. He tried to complain to the umpire, but the umpire is like, didn't want to have it or something. I don't know. Next, one of the most difficult ones is the opponent is your referee. So they might be calling the lines for themselves correct, but for you they're not correct. And you as a parent or a coach or someone else looking outside, you're looking, wait a minute, that was in and the opponent called out. What's going on here? Well, for you it was in, but for the opponent it was out. And they may not have possibly seen that it was out because that's their level. You'd be surprised when you throw a ball when you play tennis with a kid, even red ball, with your athlete, and the ball lands clearly out. What happens most of the time is that they think that was in. They completely think that was in. So what's happening over there, what that is, it's experience. They just cannot perceive where the ball has landed yet. Okay, so if you see an orange ball opponent playing with your athlete and they keep calling things out, it is possible that they may be cheating. But what's more likely is that they just cannot see the ball. All right. Next, parents like to compare their kids to other kids, especially the age. It's like, how old are you? Oh, you're only 8. My kid is 6. Look at that. He's better than you, or something like that. Or you may start, start some kind of comparison battle on your way home from the match or something like that. Extremely negative feeling. Don't want to do that. It brings no bonus to your athlete. It may actually be a negative thing. Next, what happens if a kid loses a match? You want to leave them alone. You don't want to say anything. Actually, kids don't want to talk about it. It's very strange. Since I haven't competed, I don't actually understand that feeling of losing or what that is. So I don't know what that feels like, but I can see it on the kids' faces that it's pretty bad. So during that time, you don't want to say anything. A good example would be if your, let's say, husband, if you're a woman, or your wife, if you're a man, or whatever, come home and they say, if your partner comes home and they say, I have a bad day, and they say, I have a bad day, leave me alone. It's like, yeah, you don't touch them, leave them alone. They'll get over it. It takes time. So same thing with kids, they'll get over it. Okay, so some of the things that you want to ask is, what kind of person are you becoming because of your tennis? Do you feel like you're jeopardizing your identity as who you are, or do you feel like you're going you're improving? So this is you should discuss this one in greater detail than just with a few words that I'm explaining. This could be a conversation for half an hour, maybe even more. Feel free to chat about it with your athletes. All right, a few questions to ask after the match is, did you fight with all you got, and did you represent your family well? Again, discuss it with your family, with your athletes, what that means to you, how it works. Extremely important to be a person, or grow up or improve as a person that you want to be. All right, next, last few things that you want to say is, I love to play you. I love to watch you play. You don't hear a lot from parents compliments. Oh, hey, you did a good job. But really getting down on their level, looking them in the eyes and saying, hey, I love to watch you play, is so much better than some other thing that you might see out there. All right. Again, this is not my list. I'm just reiterating this. But I feel like it's really important to get the message across. All right. Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.